A boy, 8 years old, walks down the road. A stranger holds his hand. He doesn't know where they're going. His father has just sold him for the price of a few drinks. Up ahead, beside the road, a hut. That's where they're going. Most boys who go into that hut come out missing something. Some never come out. The ones who walk out alive, they will run this empire. The stranger pushes the door open. Inside, a table. On the table, a knife. They pin him down. One cut. He may die. He may live. The dead are dumped behind the hut. The living walk on the next day. He lived. When he reached the capital, they led him to a room. The room belonged to the most powerful man in the empire. From that day, his work was to fetch water, make the bed, carry messages, guard the door, taste the food for poison. His name no longer mattered. The empire produced people like him every year. He was allowed into the emperor's bedchamber, a place thousands of officials, civil and military, would never enter in their lives. The first morning. The boy tends the brazier in the bedchamber. The emperor sits behind a screen, listening to a minister read a report. The minister has lowered his voice. The boy hears the name of a border general. He hears, "Wait 3 more months, then strike." He finishes tending the brazier and steps out. The words stay with him. Outside that chamber are thousands of officials, chancellors, generals, censors. Not one of them knows what the emperor has just heard. 3 people in the empire know: the emperor, the minister, and an 8-year-old boy, cut less than 3 months ago. The general doesn't know. 3 months from now, his death will look like an accident. Why does this empire entrust its highest secrets to a boy like that? Why not to a young official from a great family, schooled in the classics, recommended for filial piety and honest service? To answer that, we have to answer something else first. In this empire, who can the emperor trust? A civil official has a family. Whatever the emperor gives him, the post, the salary, the connections, he will use it to clear a path for his son, find a position for his nephew, slip a fellow villager onto a list. A general has men. After 10 years of campaigning together, the soldiers know him, not the emperor. The day he decides to make his own move, who do the soldiers follow?
Welcome home,
The Empress has her
Empress.
own family. The emperor worries she will use his money to settle her father's debts, fund her brothers, pack her relatives into the court, and end up on the throne herself. A son has the right of succession. The emperor lives too long. The crown prince loses patience. He moves early. It has happened before. A brother has legitimacy. Same father. Why does he sit on the dragon throne and not me? Put the 5 together and a clear pattern appears. In this system, anyone with intact human ties is a threat to the throne. This isn't theory. Each of these has happened, more than once. So who can the emperor trust? Only people without those ties. Orphans grow up. They marry. They have sons. Mercenaries have hometowns, brothers in arms. Outsiders have tribes. Slaves can still father children. None of them will do. Only one kind of person can never have any of these. Not by law, not by choice, but by anatomy. A man who cannot father children has no descendants, no family line, nothing he would betray the emperor to protect. Whatever he has comes from the emperor. The only person he can serve is the emperor. By the logic of this empire, he is the only person who can be trusted. So where do you find such a man? You can't wait for nature. Nature produces too few. You manufacture him. The cost has to be low. A few copper coins, a child from a poor family. It has to be done early, 8 years old, before the body has grown, before the loyalties have set, before the child can fight back. It has to be fast. A hut by the road, a table, a knife. The boy who was led into the bedchamber to tend the brazier, he is not an accident of this empire. He is its tightest, most rational, most economical answer. Nowhere in the design is a single step insane. Each step is the logical conclusion of the one before.
他们去哪儿呀？
That boy taken from a poor village is now 50. He still works in the emperor's household, but his role has changed. He is teaching apprentices. The records preserve what he taught them. Don't let the emperor be idle. Let him hunt. Let him play polo. Let him listen to music. Give him women. The more lavish, the better. Fill every day with something new, so he has no time to think about anything else. Then we run him. His name was Qiu Shiliang. He installed 2 emperors. He outlasted 4. The year he gave that lesson was the year he retired, peacefully to his own home. He would die in his own bed, age 63. The year he left his village, a stranger gave his father a few copper coins and had the boy cut. 40-odd years later, the empire moved to his rhythm. How did he do it? Go back to that morning. The boy in the emperor's bedchamber, tending the brazier, the name of a border general. Over 40 years, he hears 10,000 such names. He knows which general is at odds with which minister. He knows whom the emperor favors, whom the emperor dislikes, whom the emperor fears. He knows that every report passes through someone's hand before it reaches the bedchamber, because that hand is his. He knows that every spoken order is repeated once before it leaves the bedchamber, because the man repeating it is him. This isn't a conspiracy. This is a job description. The emperor summons a minister. He announces it. A minister submits a report. He hands it in. The emperor issues an order. He carries it out. The emperor sleeps. He stands at the door. The emperor eats. He tastes for poison. At every step he can choose. This report goes first today. That one waits. This minister? The emperor is busy today. Try tomorrow. He doesn't need to falsify. He only needs to choose. After 40 years, the China the emperor sees is the China he has edited. Qiu Shiliang is not a rebel. He has broken no rules. He is doing what the job was designed to do: make the emperor comfortable, make the emperor trust him, make the emperor unable to do without him. Pushed to the limit, those functions become control. The tool did what it was built to do. Then it kept going. Of the 4 emperors he outlasted, one was sharp. His name was Liang. The year was 835. Liang had no people of his own. Eunuchs ran the Imperial Guard. Eunuchs filtered the reports. Every voice that reached his ear belonged to them. He plotted with 2 ministers he trusted. The 3 of them worked out a plan. The next morning at court, one minister would announce, in the courtyard of the Imperial Guard, a pomegranate tree had gathered sweet dew overnight, a sign from heaven. Protocol required the head eunuch to walk to the courtyard in person and confirm. Soldiers would be hidden in the courtyard. There, they would kill him. The next morning, Qiu Shiliang and the ministers walked out to the courtyard. He went over to look at the tree. Dew on a tree is the most ordinary thing in the world. The minister who had plotted with the emperor was sweating. The sweat was running down his face. The wind moved a curtain. Behind the curtain were soldiers, blades drawn. Qiu Shiliang ran. He made it back to the hall, hauled the emperor onto a palanquin, and rushed him into the inner palace. The gates were barred behind them. 45 years earlier, this man was led out of a village. Now he leads an emperor away. Over the next 3 days, this conspiracy, 3 men at the top, perhaps a dozen who knew, produced more than 1,000 bodies. The boy once led out of a poor village, butchered some of the most powerful families in Chang'an. None spared. Stable hand or distant brother-in-law of the master, it made no difference. When it was over, Liang was still emperor, in name. A few weeks later, in front of his ministers, he said, "The emperors of past dynasties, in times of war, were ruled by powerful subjects. Now, in peacetime, I am ruled by my own household slaves." 5 years later, he was dead. He was 31. "40 years before Liang's death, his grandfather heard the same warning. His answer? A eunuch is a household slave. Removing one is no harder than plucking a single hair. 8 years later, he was killed in his own bed. The records from that reign say nothing. 600 years later, the Ming dynasty. Another emperor hears the same warning. His answer? A mere eunuch. How could he endanger the state? This emperor was Zhu Jianshen. The year was 1477. The same answer. 600 years and 5 dynasties apart. Were they wrong? By their own logic, no. A eunuch is a household slave. A single eunuch cannot endanger the state. They thought this was a question about people. It wasn't. It was about a position, a design that bound absolute loyalty to absolute proximity. Once that design was running, it didn't matter who was standing in the post. The result was the same. When Liang's grandfather was emperor, Qiu Shiliang was a minor eunuch. When Zhu Jianshen was emperor, Qiu Shiliang had been dead for 600 years. The position remained. The machine remained. The machine changed parts. The machine did not stop. In 1923, Pu Yi, the last emperor, drove the last eunuchs out of the Forbidden City. He was 17. He suspected them of stealing from him. Over 1,000 men with no families left, were sent away with nowhere to go. Their names had long been struck from the family registers. No one back home would take them in. A few temples outside Beijing took them as monks. The ones who couldn't reach a temple died on the streets that winter. The machine needed a part called emperor to run. That part was scrapped in 1912. The machine ran on inertia for another 11 years before it stopped. A boy, 8 years old, walks down the road. A stranger holds his hand. He doesn't know where they're going. In 40 years, he may lead an emperor away and seal him in. He is not rebelling. He is doing what the job was designed to do. What else do you think you know about power?